Hi guys, thank you for joining me back here again on the 401 Files. It's a blustery, horrible rainy day here in the UK, high up in the countryside. So if you do hear the wind in the background, I do apologise. I just wanted to make this really quick filler video about something that I've thought about over the years quite a few times, and each time it just creeps me out a little bit. Now, I'm not trying to tell you guys that I was possessed. I'm not trying to tell you guys that this was an out-of-body experience or some kind of a lucid dream. You will ultimately make your own mind up from what you believe after hearing what I'm about to share with you guys. So, a lot of you here will know my story. You'll know my beginnings of where I started out, and for those of you that don't, my experience starting out into these strange phenomena was with the paranormal. I grew up in a very active haunted house to the extreme. We're not just talking your average apparition appearing on the stairs and things like that. This was full-blown poltergeist activity that affected almost every member of the family, friends of the family, neighbours, animals like the family pet. This was full-blown. This was a really active poltergeist trying to make its presence known for a very long time, over a period of years. So this, as you can imagine, really scarred me like in later life. I still wake up now and have nightmares of being back in the house, and I still get together with other friends, other family members, and when we do get together we talk usually about some of the strange things that occurred in the house, because it's life-changing when you experience, when you live through something like that. It really does change your outlook on life. So anyway, with that in mind, this is the story that I want to share with you guys. So, I have only ever sleepwalked once in my life, and this is going to be the one time that I'm sharing with you guys now. So, I'd gone to bed and nothing untoward, drifted off into a nice deep sleep, and at some point during the night, let me just restart that bit, because I can't even say at some point during the night, because that makes it sound like I'm consciously awake at this point, and I'm not. So I went to sleep, I drifted off into this really nice sleep, and I thought I had this dream where I saw myself walking down the stairs, and everything around me, my environment, was green, almost like that military night vision type green. And I was walking down the stairs. I saw my hand reach out in front of me to open up the kitchen door, and over in the corner of the kitchen, next to where the back door was leading into the garden, was the dog's bed. My dog at the time was called Bouncer. Bouncer saw me walking into the kitchen, and I distinctively remember him whining, like crying as I came through into the kitchen. Now, I don't remember what I did next, but I remember being over at the side near his bed, and I was pulling all the washing off the side. Like my mum would usually put the clean washing, tea towels, clothes, etc. onto the side. So I just remember pulling all these tea towels off the side that had been washed and throwing them in the dog's bed. Whether that was to keep him warm or what, I'm not sure why I did that. The next thing I know, I've woken up, I'm back in bed. I don't remember ever at any point going upstairs or leaving the kitchen. This, to me, at this point, was just a weird dream. And then the next thing, in real awake life, my dad shouts upstairs, "Who the hell has been throwing all the clean washing in the dog's bed?" And instantly, I knew that I'd sleepwalked. I must have done. This, what I thought was a dream, I must have acted it out. I must have been downstairs in the kitchen, besides the dog, throwing all these clean tea towels into his bed. So that was it. It was just a fascinating sleepwalking story that stuck with me for a long time. But then, years and years later, I'm now an adult and I'm at work, full-time work. And there used to be a guy where I worked called Rob. Now, Rob was the night staff, and whenever he would start his shift, I would just be finishing my shift. We'd have to do a handover, so I could bring him up to speed with everything that had gone on through the day, tell him what needs to be done through the night, and that was it. That was the handover from my shift to his shift. But Rob was quite open-minded a lot like me, so we used to sit around for a bit and discuss certain things. And I remember retelling this story of me sleepwalking to Rob, and he had this really blank, confused, almost freaked out expression on his face. And I was like, what? He was like, dude, listen to what you're saying. I was like, yeah, I know what I'm saying. Like, I got up out of bed, I saw myself walking down the stairs, I opened the kitchen door, and I threw the tea towels in the dog's bed. It was like the craziest sleepwalk that I've ever done. He was like, that's not sleepwalking. He's like, when you sleepwalk, you don't see yourself walking down the stairs. And the minute he said that, the hairs on my arm stood on end. And I was like, shit. So what happened? He was like, either you were possessed, or that sounds like an out-of-body experience, but that's not sleepwalking. And I'd never ever thought about that until Rob put it to me in that way. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've never sleepwalked before and I just assumed that that's what it looks like to people that sleepwalk. But I could physically, it's like I was following myself a few steps back, if that makes any sense. So as I was walking down the stairs, I was a few steps back, watching my whole body walking down the stairs. Now I remember as well that when I got to the kitchen door, I must have now been back in my body, because it was my hand that I saw in like the first person view, grabbing the door handle to the kitchen and letting myself in. So I don't know what was going on. I don't know if I was possessed because of the history that I've just mentioned of the house, or it was the early stages of possession. I don't know if I had an out-of-body experience or if I was just lucid dreaming. What I do know is that it's freaky to think about, because if I wasn't in my body, yet I was walking down the stairs, who was guiding me? And where was I? Where was I? Just floating around in space, a few steps behind my biological self? It's a creepy thing to think about, but it just goes to show you as well, like how sometimes a story can really unfold once you speak and share it with other people. Like I would have never thought of an out-of-body experience. I would have never thought of possession had I not spoken to Rob, this night staff guy at work. To me, it was just a weird sleepwalking story. But now I really question whether it was, or if it was something more. You guys, let me know what you think. This is, like I said, just a filler video before I get back out there and start filming again. But yeah, weird. Please do comment below if you've experienced anything similar, or if you can bring any light to what may have happened to me. Very, very freaky. Until next time, guys, take it easy, stay safe. Wherever you are in the world, look after yourselves. Please look after yourselves. And if you are in a position to do so, then please, as I always say, look after somebody else as well.